former administration officials last week wrote that open letter urging the administration to change course, to change strategy. Is it time?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day.
Okay.
Every day it is time for us to agree that there are things and tools that are available to us to slow this thing down.
Why does that response from Vice President Kamala Harris about potentially changing course in regards to how we deal with the COVID pandemic, what does it remind me of? It reminds me of something else ridiculous.
Don't ever, for any reason, do anything to anyone, for any reason, ever, no matter what, no matter where or who you are with, or where you are going, or where you've been, ever.
Yeah, same energy.
Why does shit sound like it comes straight out fucking The Incredibles 4, bro? That shit ain't even out yet.
Wide awake unlike Biden. I put the time in. I am the master of rhyming. Used to be master of ramen. I am a shaman. I got control of the vibe. Kamala tripping, we can't let her slide. I am not Kendrick, but I am alright. Nickname should be Dexter, cause I cook in the lab and I'm killing them, right? Time of the year, only way I get ice. I like the rap where they don't tell no lies. So I'm a fan of myself. That is on brand. Man, you know who I am. Switching up flows like a new house. Crazy on the keys, need a new mouse. Ain't no way, got two cats. I'm the expert who chats. I'm in my zone like Madden. Y'all stay busy chatting. All I do is tap in. Look who back. It's that dude who cool with rap. Today is Wednesday, January 19th, 2022, and it's 7 p.m. So I used to record these at 7 a.m., but I'm having some logistical issues.
We don't care.
We'll get into it another day. It's not that funny or interesting. Actually, whatever. I'll share. It's therapy, and it'll literally only take a minute. So I record at the MTSU library. I used to have a parking pass last semester because I had a membership for the rec center. It expired, and I guess I just revealed the fact that I did not renew it, and I'm no longer exercising.
You fat fuck.
Now I can't park anywhere on campus. Otherwise, I'll get a ticket or potentially get towed. If I got a ticket, like, who cares? I'm not going to pay them. It means nothing to me. What are you going to do? But I've seen other cars get towed here, and I don't want to. I can't risk it, you know? Can you believe I used to go here? Isn't that nuts? Like, I'm just not allowed to park on campus anywhere at all because, haven't I given you enough money? Haven't I earned it? Whatever. Anywho, today I'm going to be voluntarily exposing my own Twitter DMs because the same way that I pick apart other people's content, their sad post on Reddit, my friend's Twitter post, whatever, I want to hold myself accountable. And this is even worse because these aren't tweets that I've actually shared to my profile. They're just tweets that I send myself because they either have sounds or replies that I find funny, or they involve stories that I might potentially want to look deeper into. So what I'm going to do is go through every single tweet I've shared with myself since the beginning of this year, 2022, and explain to you why it is in my DMs. So here goes nothing.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Here goes nothing.
Thank you.
I was mad upset, then remembered I was blessed. On January 4th of this year, I shared a tweet with myself with the caption, "Everyone," when Logan and KSI said they're releasing an NFT, and here's the sound that went with it.
Bitch, do I got fucking stupid written across my fucking head? Like, why are you trying to fucking play me, my nigga?
Yeah, so extremely popular YouTubers KSI and Logan Paul, they had two YouTube boxing matches that did huge numbers, and they kept teasing this announcement that they had together, and everybody thought that they were going to fight again. Then they came out jokingly on Instagram Live and initially said it was going to be an NFT. Turns out that they just released a sports drink together. I thought about including that in the episode, but even just talking about it right now, I realized how boring and lame it was, so that's why it just stayed in the Twitter DMs, and this is the first you're hearing of it. Next tweet. On Wednesday, January 5th, I shared this tweet with myself. It's from Ronna McDaniel, and the caption is, "1 year ago today, Joe Biden promised there would be no vaccine mandate. He lied."
No, I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power. Just like I don't think masks have to be made mandatory nationwide.
So that was a fucking lie.
So not necessarily the mask mandate. Obviously, that's not like a nationwide mandate. But Joe Biden did come out and say that if you're a company that has at least 100 employees, then there should be a vaccination mandate, trying to use OSHA, something that nobody's ever heard of. So that is something that I actually do plan on potentially at some point making a full episode about, talking about the vaccine mandate that I think is useless. There's actually Merriam-Webster or some dictionary service. I forgot. I should look it up. Editor Derek knew it. It was Merriam-Webster. You were right. They changed the definition of anti-vaxxer to somebody that is actually opposing vax mandates. So by definition, I guess now I'm anti-vax, even though I've had 2 jabs of the vaccine. The reason why the vaccine mandate is stupid, just very briefly, is because Omicron very clearly is ignoring all the vaccines that we have so far. The Pfizers, the Modernas, the Johnson & Johnson. Even if you get double Pfizer and triple boosted, covered and smothered, whatever, I know tons of people that have been vaxxed and boosted and are still getting the virus. So what's the point of the vaccine mandate if it's not going to stop the transmission of the virus? But we don't even have to get into that today. That's its whole other thing. But actually, that's the majority of the argument. It really doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let's just move on. On Saturday, January 8th, I shared this tweet with myself.
Wait! What is the tea? The girls are fighting! No!
Okay, so that was a response to a tweet from somebody on Twitter that's is Cuban to Savage. I don't know who she is, but she was fighting with Cardi B, and I accidentally got sucked in via the Twitter rabbit hole to see why this woman was arguing with Cardi B. And I just saw that reply, and I thought it was funny. So I shared it with myself because I thought I might be able to use that sound another time, whatever, next tweet.
Fuck you!
But why? Okay, so somebody tweeted that in response to this guy, Jason Peterson, on Twitter. He said, Klay Thompson returns from injury tonight. This is January 9th. I guess he's the first player to ever do it. Let's not forget, the guy has arguably the easiest career for a star player. What? Media puts zero blame on him when they lose, and he gets nothing but praise when he plays well and they win. I don't really have time to go into why that's the worst take ever. What am I saying? I don't have time. Of course I do. Okay, so Klay Thompson is, people are always saying, oh, he's a top 5 shooter of all time. To me, clearly, I've watched him. I've watched Ray Allen. I've seen Reggie Miller highlights. I look at the stats, and I think Klay Thompson is the second best shooter of all time, if we're being completely honest. When he's at his best, there is nobody that's better at shooting 3-pointers than him besides Steph Curry. Point blank, period, full stop, end of story. Next tweet. On Tuesday, January 11th, I sent myself a story on Twitter that is from the Twitter account LGBTQ Nation, and the title of the article is Ted Cruz's teen daughter comes out as bisexual, and I considered talking about that, but then I found out her age. She's extremely young, and I just remember thinking to myself, why on earth is LGBTQ Nation writing an article about Ted Cruz's daughter coming out like on TikTok or something? She's literally a young teenager. Like, she's not 16 or 17. She's a very young person, and that's something that I consider talking about, but then I realize that I would be part of the problem. So let's just pretend like that doesn't exist, and let's just stop writing about politicians' kids and their sexuality. It's gross and it's weird, so I'm just going to stop. Okay, so the next tweet that I have was somebody talking about Joe Judge, the coach of the New York Giants, getting fired. I'm not going to read it to you because it's boring. The next tweet was on January 11th, and it was that really catchy Guilty song that I used when Steve and I were talking about Trey Songz. The next tweet is talking about Omicron, and I did some research on that, but that's boring. We don't have to get into it. Oh, on Wednesday, January 12th, I shared a video with myself. The caption of it is Twitter explained in 15 seconds.
Pues igual que yo. ¿Y qué opina usted? ¿Qué opina usted? ¿Qué opina usted del gobierno canario? ¿Y de los ayuntamientos de la isla?
It's just a guy trying to explain something to like a ram or a goat, and the goat just keeps bleeding and yelling and spitting at him. Yeah, that's basically Twitter. After that, I share a couple tweets with myself about the Drake hot sauce incident. If you know, you know. I'll leave a clip to that episode here if you're interested in it.
She fished the condom out of the trash, untied it, and put the opening end into her vagina. She said it felt like pouring hot lava into her P-word.
Yeah, so that was episode 100. Good old Steve and I, we were having a good old time. Approximately a week ago, on January 12th, I shared a tweet with myself that said GOP Senator Marsha Blackburn goes after one of Biden's black judicial nominees for having a quote-unquote rap sheet of citations which was actually just 3 speeding tickets from 10 plus years ago. One was for going 5 miles over the speed limit. That was interesting enough for me to look into, but not interesting enough for me to make a whole podcast episode about. 5 days ago, I shared this tweet with myself. Now, this is something that I actually still plan on making an episode about. CNBC International has this article that's titled 270 Health Experts to Spotify. Joe Rogan's COVID misinformation is a sociological issue of devastating proportions. So I looked at the list of these 270 health experts. Some of them are nurses. Some of them are med students. A lot of them aren't epidemiologists or basically any more qualified than the people that Joe Rogan is talking to on his podcast about COVID and the pandemic. So that's something that I would like to dive into, because this whole campaign against Joe Rogan, trying to deplatform him, trying to keep him from talking about COVID, saying that he's killing people, saying that he's a danger to society. He's just putting on a show. Sometimes it's jokes, and sometimes he brings on doctors and scientists to talk about things. I thought we were supposed to listen to the experts, then he brings on experts, and Joe Rogan doesn't tell you what he thinks you should do. He has these people on that are willing to talk to him, and they just have a conversation. I think the point of the show is the conversation, not to sway you one way or the other. But again, that's going to be a whole episode in itself. So here's a tweet from Friday. Having Moderna and Pfizer CEOs say a 4th shot is necessary undermines what little trust in institutions remain. Why should we take the word of the people who stand to profit the most with obvious conflicts of interest? Science must be independent of pharma greed. Nationalize them. Whoa. Now, that is a very interesting tweet and deserves to be dissected and expanded on. But the reply to it is simply, one time I got so high, I changed the language settings in FIFA to Italian. I've just never seen anything that's so detached from the original tweet. And I was like, if you share this with yourself, one day you're going to look back on it and laugh. And and here I am. Okay. The second to last tweet that I shared with myself via my own DMs is this tweet from Joe Biden. Jim Crow 2.0 is about 2 insidious things: voter suppression and election subversion. It's about making it harder to vote, who gets to count the vote, and whether your vote counts at all. We have to pass the Freedom to Vote Act and John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. First of all, light his ass up, bro. I'm just going to talk about my reaction to the tweet. I'm just going to share that with you. Then I'm going to share a post with you that I made on Facebook and then archived, because I don't want my Facebook littered with hot takes. I just want people to go to the podcast. But here's a post that I made on Facebook today. You better read them that post, boy. You better talk to him. When Kamala Harris said January 6th will go down in history along with dates like 9/11, I remember thinking to myself, that's very stupid, but on brand. I'll let it slide. No one takes her seriously anyways. But what Joe Biden has been saying lately, I don't know. Maybe it's the year of American history I took in college. Maybe it's the semester of American politics. Maybe it's that Frederick Douglass book I read. Maybe it's because I'm black. I just find Joe Biden comparing modern day voting laws to Jim Crow to be so dishonest, disgusting, disingenuous, despicable. Joe Biden's old ass was literally born in the Jim Crow era. For him to equate what's happening now, calling it quote unquote Jim Crow 2.0, to what was happening then is just simply the most insulting thing to me he said since he's been elected. But he's not Trump, so who cares? I guess just say whatever you want to try and trigger black people and guilt white people into harassing politicians into giving the federal government more power. I'm not going to get into the whole Jim Crow 2.0 voting rights thing today. That deserves like half an hour. But that's a tweet that I shared with myself about Joe Biden comparing modern day voting laws to Jim Crow, because I just think that it is egregious and ridiculous. But let's just move on. It's okay, man. We gonna get back to it. We gonna get them. It's all right. The last tweet that I shared with myself is this clip from this show. It's a Fox News show. And the caption is, Laura Ingraham actually has a segment on her show called Positively Boosted, where she rejoices over people who test positive for COVID after being vaccinated. She, of course, fails to mention these people are far less likely to be hospitalized or die, or that she is vaccinated. Here's the clip.
Before we go, it's time for another edition of what?
Positively boosted.
Positively boosted. All right, the triple vax.
Shut up, bitch!
I completely understand the sentiment. Like, oh, these people want vaccine mandates and then they get COVID. Oh, these people got 3 shots and then they got COVID. Everybody's getting Omicron. Everybody's getting COVID. It doesn't matter how many times you get vaccinated. I understand the point you're trying to make. I am actively trying to make the same point. But to have a whole segment called Positively Boosted where you clap and you laugh and make fun of people that got COVID, just... if you want people to hate your show and hate you and hate conservatives, that's an easy way to do it. So, yeah, I just don't... it doesn't really matter what side of the aisle you're on politically, Republican or Democrat, liberal, conservative, pro-vax mandate, whatever, anti-mat, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't want anybody to get sick. And I think rooting for anybody to be sick or making fun of them doesn't really make any sense. Like, when Joe Rogan got COVID, and then he started using ivermectin, and the people on CNN were laughing at him, saying that he was using horse dewormer, even though it's been debunked 100,000 times. Whatever, who cares? I feel just as strongly about the stupid people on CNN as I do about the stupid people on Fox. Like, let's just stop taking any amount of joy in other people getting sick. Anyways, that's all the stuff that's in my Twitter DMs to myself. I'm glad that I didn't make full episodes about some of this stuff. Other stuff I still will be making episodes about. Anyways, love you, mean it. See you on Friday. Oh, wait, actually, also, one more thing. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It'll be linked in the description of this podcast. I'm going to be uploading there every single day because I know not everybody wants to go to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And people are always saying, hey, is your podcast on YouTube? Yeah, it is now. So anyways, yeah. Oh, enjoy the throwback outro.
This guy isn't even really a rapper. I really hope he doesn't start. Coming for the throne, King Joffrey. Yeah, they mad, but they won't stop me. Whoa, I've been going hard like Ronnie, but I'm not here to tear the house up. No, but no, I've been through it. No, I didn't lose it. I just been grinding like off the mic, like on my own. Just been in the booth like Superman before a fight. Now I got the juices, taste it right. No, I spit the truth, I keep it tight. How hard is he working? Hard enough to make Gordon Ramsay cry.
Unbelievable. One simple request, and you make a big fucking song and dance about it.
I am the chosen, I am not going. I got plenty that I plan to do. This boy is clutch, he ain't choking. Success, it's not random, dude. Better catch the flight with us, because it is leaving soon. Afghan vibes, once we leave you dead as season 2. It's season 3. R.I.P. Killed the beat, and it's easy. Somebody check on Breezy. Everything better.